Welcome back to Wealth Practices. Unfortunately, the majority of individuals are doomed to repeat rat race way of life for the next 40 years, caught in a never-ending cycle of working to pay expenses and eventually making the company they work for richer than they already are. Isn't it depressing? Fortunately, there is an escape route from this rat race. If you know how to make the proper movements. So, let's go into why getting out of the rat race is so difficult and how you can actually achieve it. First, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you met someone who genuinely enjoyed what they did? No, I don't mean they put up with it. I'm talking about someone who looks forward to going to work every day. The reality is that meeting someone who feels this way is extremely rare, and statistics back this up. According to recent Gallup polls, about half of employees are just slightly satisfied with their jobs. That means that millions of individuals are going about their daily lives, hoping that one day they will be able to escape the rat race and achieve the independence they have always desired. However, as you will discover, the goal of quitting the rat race is easier said than done. In reality, how many people do you know who have successfully accomplished this feat? Chances are, the only individuals you know are at least twice your age, and I'd imagine you're like 50% of the workforce and have no intention of staying at your job indefinitely. As a result, everyone who does not want to be an employee for the rest of their lives should make financial freedom their primary financial objective. This means that you are constantly working to accumulate enough assets to meet all of your living needs and never have to rely on a wage again. Consider this for a moment. Instead of waking up to a ringing alarm clock, you wake up when your body is completely rested. Instead of commuting to work, you can relax with a steaming coffee while reading a book. Then you may exercise and spend time with your children without having to worry about work. What a fantastic idea, right? You'd think that the difficulties you'd face in your quest to escape the rat race would start as soon as you start your job, but the problems start much earlier, throughout your childhood. Unfortunately, most people are raised with insufficient financial education, which leads to a lack of awareness of the essential principles of wealth creation, such as budgeting, saving, income generating, and, of course, investing. The reality is that if you don't even grasp the rules of the game, it will be extremely difficult to win. In the best-case scenario, this lack of information pushes people to seek help, but sadly, this simply takes them further down a path of financial mediocrity and a life of enslavement. What exactly do I mean? I mean that you're likely to take the path that most people do, which is to enroll in college and hope that the degree you receive will lead to a job that will allow you to improve your financial circumstances. You could obtain a degree, but if you're like 55% of college grads, you'll also leave school with an average student loan amount of $28,950, which will take the average graduate 20 years to pay off. This implies you're starting your search for financial freedom from a disadvantageous position, but at least you have a job that can help you get out of it, right? Both yes and no. The good news is that the majority of grads acquire jobs after college, but that doesn't always imply they'll be swimming in money anytime soon. According to recent studies, the average college graduate now earns roughly $55,000 when they enter employment. While this may appear to be a large sum of money that you may utilize to begin repaying your college debt and achieving financial independence, a deeper examination reveals that this is not the case. A $5,000 salary nets you roughly $3,500 after taxes each month. When you factor in the costs of housing, transportation, food, and entertainment, you'd be lucky to pay down even a couple of $100s of that debt load each month. As a result, the average person takes 20 years to pay off their college loans. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, you won't be making $55,000 forever, which hopefully is correct. However, if your company is like most others, your raises will most likely not be the financial boon you hoped for. For example, the average yearly rise this year was 4.8%. That implies you'd go from making $55,000 to just about $58,000 per year. While every dollar counts, it won't make a difference in terms of permanently exiting the rat race. Unfortunately, without the financial education discussed previously, most people never recognize that their 9-to-5 occupations offer little help in their ultimate aim of becoming financially free. Most firms will pay you the bare minimum to keep you and never a penny more. In short, your objective of financial freedom and their goal of maximum profits are diametrically opposed. So, to summarize so far, from not having any instruction on the most efficient path to financial freedom to the exorbitant prices of schooling and the humiliating rises employers now provide, it goes without saying that if you take the usual life path, exiting the working world is an uphill battle. Unfortunately, things only get worse from here. You see, most of us end up consuming during the time we have between each day of work. We watch TV, watch movies, and use social media, which exacerbates our financial problems. This not only wastes our valuable time that could be spent improving our financial status, but it also has significant monetary consequences. I know that anytime I look at photographs of my friends' vacations on Instagram, it makes me want to travel. Others, I know, watch people getting married and feel driven to keep up. What do all of these things have in common? They all encourage us to spend our disposable cash, which we should be allocating to purchasing our future independence. This, however, is easier said than done. It's difficult to see your pals having the fun of their lives and living luxuriously while you're saving every dime you can to get out of the rat race. But, if you can avoid the temptations of TV and social media, you should be fine, right? While this is a step in the right direction, there are external circumstances that will obstruct your path to financial freedom, and they are unfortunately beyond your control. Inflation is the fundamental financial phenomenon that prevents most people from saving enough money to escape the rat race. When inflation rises, the prices of ordinary goods and services you buy rise, wiping any financial benefits you would have gained from raises and promotions at work. As a result, whether you are the one preventing yourself from saving money or the economy, there will always be an opponent you are attempting to overcome in your effort to escape the rat race. This leads us to the epiphany that most individuals have once they've been in the working world for a time and understand how all of these pieces fit together, especially in terms of becoming financially free. After a few years, most people realize that their 9-to-5 job isn't going to cut it. This is why, right now, nearly 93% of Americans have a side hustle that they use to either cover their bills or make headway in their savings efforts. If that isn't evidence of how useless jobs are for producing money, I don't know what is, and if you want any hope of escaping the rat race, working more is in the cards for you as well. However, this is where things become a little problematic. When you're young and have few responsibilities, it's easy to pick up a part-time job, drive for Uber, or request overtime. However, as you become older, your time becomes more valuable. You suddenly have a partner to spend time with, and children to care for, and this is presuming your employment does not stretch past 8 working hours. In reality, this shackling to your daily tasks is the final nail in the coffin for anyone who wishes to escape their 9-to-5 life, and why most individuals are doomed to work until they die. Fortunately for you, there is a way out, and in my opinion, it is the only way to escape the rat race and live a balanced life, because money is important, but it is not everything. First and foremost, you must devise a 9-to-5 escape plan. This escape plan will include everything from when you want to go to how much you need to save and invest, as well as the methods to do it. Working backward, we must first determine how much money you require to retire or escape. This amount is fully dependent on how much it costs you to live, which is why, if you want to accelerate this process as much as possible, you must become less income dependent. This includes decreasing your living space, spending less on entertainment, and being frugal with your transportation. Given that these are the most expensive expenses for most individuals, these will provide you the greatest bang for your buck and will naturally help you to save more money. Once you've determined how much you can survive on, it's time to figure out what your escape figure is. I propose having 30 times your annual living expenses just to be safe, because once you leave your job, you don't want to go back. Then you must decide how long you will give yourself to save this amount of money. In general, the longer you have, the lower your contributions to your assets will be, but given that you probably don't love your job, I'd suppose you want this duration to be as short as possible. Assume you have no money saved and wish to leave in 15 years. This equates to a monthly investment of $4,000, assuming a 7% return. Obviously, you will not have enough money to contribute this month purely from your 9-to-5 work, which is where the final piece of the equation comes into play. As previously stated, your life will not be entirely dedicated to producing money. For example, producing $4,000 to invest could take the form of a blog, a rental property, a digital product, and so on. Sure, it will take some time to get started, but if you don't find a means to generate the revenue you require passively, you will find that you no longer have the time to work more hours, which is the trap most people fall into and end up caught in the rat race forever. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Until next time, friends. Have a great day.